This year, I was a guest at New Orleans and got a chance to stay at the finest hotel that New Orleans has to offer. I also got a chance to tour the areas where the stars stay in New Orleans when they're not shooting their films. Also, I got a chance to see the devastation that Hurricane Katrina caused many years ago. I got a chance to tour the ruins, see the levees, and also view a lot of different things I didn't plan or expect. I got a chance to still see a lot of remains, like Brad Pitt was able to tour as well, and see the leftovers. Also, the flip side, there was a rebuilding process that was going on in New Orleans, and I was encouraged to be able to see that. Little did I know this was just the beginning of what I was about to see in my own backyard. A couple weeks ago in November, I was able to team up with a few churches in Detroit and take out what they call boxes of love. These were complete boxes filled with all the fixings for a complete dinner for a family of 4 or 5. We loaded up our GPS trackers to go out and deliver these boxes of love. We were able to go to addresses based on the less fortunate in Detroit. What I was about to see was a life changer. We saw the typical houses of Detroit, but also sandwiched in some of these perfectly functioning houses were the houses of devastation. Houses that people would think were abandoned, but weren't. Houses where the glasses were blown out and the doors were boarded up, but still, people lived in these houses. The question was, what kind of people would live in these houses? The first stop we went to, I can't get out of my mind. It was a young girl with 5 kids, and she didn't have a car, she didn't have a job, and she was very appreciative of the box because she was wondering what they were going to eat that day. These boxes were meant for Thanksgiving, but I couldn't stop wondering how many of these people would literally make this meal that day. As our tour continued through Detroit and all the devastation of the different houses, I couldn't stop thinking or wondering what's going to happen when the cold sets in and the snow starts to fall, and what happens when it starts raining. As I observed the graffiti all over the places, it came to mind, people want to leave their mark some way. How are we going to leave our mark? What are we going to do? Yes, we could drop off a box of love, and we did to many homes that day. But what are we going to do tomorrow and the next day? The crazy thing about this is I know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but what are these people going to do tomorrow? Where is their next meal going to come from when this box of love is over? Unbelievable. I could never stop thinking about this and constantly over and over thanking God, wondering, I know where my hope is, but where is their hope? Suddenly, I saw this on the side of the building. Interesting. Talking about freedom, talking about hope. Question is, did they really believe this? Or do they believe this? I know I was overwhelmed, along with many other people that were in our group were overwhelmed at what we saw, the devastation. The question that lies within is this. What are we going to do about it? If we are to carry the love of Christ into our neighborhood and to the homes of the people, what are we going to do about it? Even though I donated my time that day, the question still lingers in my mind. What are these people doing right now? I still can't stop thinking about the families that were thankful but without food. Happy to see us with a box of love, which was food, but yet not knowing where their next meal was going to come from without a job, a car, and at any time without heat or lights. Oh, and one more thing. Don't forget to be thankful for everything you've got.